So we are here with Jan-Oskar Lid, who is the Technical Sales and Support Manager for Fire Service here at Savitec, and we are currently talking about risk management. So you know this equipment inside out. What's the thing that keeps you up at night and the risk that most people in the industry are currently underestimating?
What surprised me is that there is so many who want to save money. So they're thinking short terms. They don't invest in the future. They don't spend the money what's required to keep the system, to keep the equipment up to date, because they want to save money. So why do I need to do that expensive maintenance? Why do I have to follow that? I go for the lowest price. So in the end, what's happening? The price is going to go much, much higher because you have to really spend money because it don't comply.
Yeah.
You get detention imports. And the most scary part is actually when or if they have to use the equipment, it will not work. So you can imagine how critical it must be. There is a fire. You need to extinguish the fire and you're not able to do it because you have not spent the money on the right place.
When you walk onto a vessel, what are the early warning signs that tell you that a detention risk is building?
When you come on board and you see it's so rusty, you see they have painted over the rust. They have not kept it clean. You go into the accommodation and it's dirty and they have no control of the documentation or the previous certificate or manual. It is a risk. Or you can say the opposite. If they have done it the proper way, it's clean and nice and tiny, they will have a lower risk.
Yeah.
Yes.
From a crew perspective, what does properly maintained actually mean in an emergency?
You can say what is important actually, number one, is that they are trained to use the equipment. They know what to do, how to use, and so on. That's very, very, very important. And that it's also maintained. So when they use it, it's operating and working the way it should do. So it is training and maintenance.
Is there a moment from your career, like a real situation, that really brought home why this work matters so much?
I'm very lucky. I have not been in situations, seen it once, but that's more than 35 years ago.
Yeah.
I was sailing on a passenger vessel. And there was not for the fire, it was actually a lifeboat. They were lowering it down to the sea. That was an old construction, so there had to be one crew member on each hook. So when it's coming down on the water, then they release it. But on the way down, one of the hooks, something happened with that one, and it fell down. Nobody was killed, but they were injured. That was really bad experience. Even that company also had high quality on the service and inspections and so on.
Really?
So yes, but it could happen even for the best one.
Yeah.
But so that was not due to poor maintenance.
Yeah.
But that if you don't have good maintenance, the risk is so much higher.
Yes.
For that things to happen.
And also we have to acknowledge that the technology has come a long way.
Oh, yes.
In 30 years or so years as well.
That was at that time. Today you have one place inside, you can release it with one person with one handle. So we have improved.
So thank you very much, Jan-Oskar, for joining us here with Savitec to talk about risk management.